very name is synonymous with hockey greatness. For 25 years, he brought fans to their feet and foes to their knees.
Do you believe it? Do you believe it? He said we will win Game 6.
Helping one young franchise find glory, restoring the luster to another.
The waiting is over. The New York Rangers are the Stanley Cup champions.
As the NHL playoffs begin, it's time for the game's generals to emerge, and time for a select group of fans to experience the thrill of a lifetime. They'll spend 4 days learning from the man who has embodied the very essence of the word, leadership. Welcome to Greenburgh, New York. Hi, everybody. I'm Dan Moriarty. Now, when you think of hallowed hockey locales, Greenburgh does not have the same ring to it as, say, Montreal, Toronto, or New York City. But behind me is the New York Rangers practice facility. And for 35 people, this place will be their rink of dreams. For the next 4 days, they'll be enrolled in the Mark Messier Leadership Camp, where they're going to eat, skate, and learn from one of the greatest leaders the sports world has ever known.
You guys can just make yourselves comfortable, look up to your name tags there, and have a look around a little bit, and then we'll have a little quick meeting here for 5 minutes there, and then we'll take you into the dressing rooms, and we'll have a little orientation there for a few minutes.
There's fantasy camps out there, and I think this is a fantasy already for a lot of these guys, but I just felt like Mark had so much more to offer in terms of leadership, and how could we bring it to the next level? How could we incorporate all these different elements that cross over in any walk of life? So we tried to build a program that incorporated all those things.
Today we're going to kind of get everybody to get warmed up, we're going to do some drills, we're going to do a little scrimmage, and we're going to have a few people evaluating to make sure that the teams are what we think are as competitive as possible.
Once you say leadership, he's not going to label something a leadership camp unless it truly is. And he was involved in every aspect of the camp in terms of what would create a leadership camp by bringing in guys like Mike Crichton, Adam Graves, and Glenn Anderson, and Stefan Matteau.
If you want to come this way, we'll go over to I'll show you which way the dressing room's like that, and we can get ourselves started.
I think the big difference is who's leading, and that's Mark. And I think if anything defines his career is leadership.
So it's just a 3-shot drill from the middle of the ice there, pretty simple. And all that is just getting the goalie kind of warmed up with the puck.
He had legitimacy as a captain because he led by example, and he has legitimacy of running a leadership school because, I mean, he is, of all things, a teacher of that.
Go with audio on that? Let's go with the white guys over in this box. Go with the blue guys over in this box.
Next, it was time to evaluate the campers' on-ice skills.
One guy chase him, one guy.
Yeah, you're outside him, I'm going to the point.
I'm a kid in a candy store. So you are literally getting what you've always wanted. And by coming to this camp is you feel like when you're sitting there with Adam Graves and Mark Messier, you feel like you belong there.
That's it. Nice. Good move. Oh, yeah. Good try.
You sort of wake up and smack yourself and you say, this is only going to be for a couple days. Don't get used to this,
Now you can be the dispatcher. You don't necessarily have to be the guy that takes it from there.
Come on, Roger, take it up time.
Take a stride with your right, back. Take a stride to your left, and back around this way.
I mean, you hear the stories about what a great guy is, and the legend of Mark Messier, but he's even, it's even better when you meet him. He's just so personable and it's unbelievable.
Howie Campbell!
So if they get a face-off to that point,
they win that back there. You got to angle through there, and you get in the shooting lane, so he can't get that shot on net.
It's amazing. You line up for the center ice face-off. You look across the red line to the blue line, and who's playing right defense? Mark Messier. You go in the corner with him. You know you're not coming out with the puck. You know what he's going to do to you, and you still can't stop him. But it's an experience that I'll never forget.
Just grab the puck, grab the puck, grab the puck.
Good save.
Just incredible. It's the experience of a lifetime, the chance to be out here. It is like nothing you could ever imagine. And for the average guy like myself, who's grown up playing hockey, loving it, grew up in Canada, it's just thrill of a lifetime, so can't wait to get more.
When you're skating forward, just like a sprinter, just like a sprinter. And that's how they teach you to power skate.
It was just amazing. I mean, I had dreamt of it. I never expected it when I got here. And for them to take the time to stay with me after everybody's done, just to go over a few little things, was an experience that I will never, ever have again in my life.
The Mark Messier Leadership Camp brought to you by XM Satellite Radio. Listen to NHL hockey games and 24/7 hockey news, talk, and analysis year-round on XM Radio. The men and women attending this camp have traveled from all over North America to be here. Their reasons for coming are as diverse as the campers themselves, and you'll meet 3 of them.
Little bit of spin there, Ed. Here we go. Hit it cross court over here. I'm a tennis professional. I have my own tennis academy that I run out in New Jersey, and I coach a high school team and coach kids, developing kids. Come on, make that shot. Good hustle, dude. There you go. Good hustle. Good shot. That's a good swing.
As someone who teaches in the sports world, what can you take that might be different from the other guys from working with a guy like Mark Messier, who's a sports captain hero, right?
I think just the leadership skills we've talked about, just setting goals and doing things the right way, life skills I can just pass on to my students as they develop as tennis players. Don't hit the cameraman. There's always one wise guy in the group.
Were you apprehensive at first about coming here? Because I know you went to Wayne Gretzky's fantasy camp a couple years ago in Phoenix. Right. So was there any kind of apprehension with you about doing it again?
A little bit, but just a totally different venue. And, you know, when it's Mark Messier Leadership Camp, you know, you just jump at it. Great opportunity to meet the greatest leader in all of sports.
Oh! We're going to play the battle.
I mean, on the ice, he gave me a couple passes where I wasn't even looking, and I just turned my head, and it was on my stick. You know, so he still, you know, can play. It's unbelievable. But he's just an unbelievable guy. Just one of the greatest guys I've ever met. I'm all mic'd up.
Yeah?
Yeah, so if I were to beat you up, it would be on camera, so I can't do it. And Mike's on our bench. Did you see Richter? Yeah, he's on our bench.
Yeah. I like your squad now.
There we go. We're ready.
Much better.
You going to be with us all 3 periods?
All 3.
What are we doing? I got it, Mark.
Walk over, boys.
I got it. Ah! Oh! Good job, good job.
How close do the guys become in just 4 days at a camp like this?
It's been amazing. I mean, the guys come from all over. I mean, we got a guy from Texas, a couple guys from Florida, and we just bonded really quick. I should have shot that. Yeah. My fault. I mean, you know, everybody's here to have a good time, obviously to, you know, play, have fun, you know, have some good hockey and meet Mark and the guys. And it's been incredible. These guys are going to be, you know, friends for a long time. I got tears in my eyes.
Do the Jake. Do the Jake.
James Piacentino is a Ranger fan, but his reason for coming is less about hockey and all about family.
Gotcha. The moment he went up and gave his presentation at the Skyway, he was so emotional, but it was one of the more defining moments of my admiration for him.
It's really all of our responsibilities to try to make a difference, whether your kids are healthy or not, because they're counting on every one of us to step up and do what they can to make a difference.
You know, I had gone through a family situation with my child that was sick when she was born, and I had the same feelings as a parent that he's trying to help other parents with in the hospital. But I think that the human factor on him and knowing that he is just like all of us and that sort of thing, it is pretty impressive because of the sports icon that he is and all that. But you really lose that in a way when he's sitting in the room because he is such a good person. And he actually cares for the success of other people. It's not so much like, oh, it's Mark, the guy who carried the cup for us sitting over there. He is just a nice regular guy.
Come to watch your daddy play today?
Yes.
Awesome.
All right, who's the best player?
That's what you're talking about.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a police officer that we specialize in cybercrime.
What does cybercrime mean?
Sexual predators, identity theft, internet fraud, and basically we're responsible for investigating and prosecuting those crimes.
Kids?
Kids.
I mean, you're dealing with adults who go after kids?
Yes. It's probably 85% of our work. It's very difficult because of the things you see. The first real image of child pornography I saw, it was the same age as my daughter, looked like my daughter, and I still have nightmares about it. So how hard is it? It's pretty hard, you know, and you're gonna carry that with you even after I retire.
Help him out, get back guys, help him out, get back and help him out, let's go, come on! Get on it, Neil!
You know, if anybody thinks they're in the NHL, Messier and Anderson and Mateau, they can kind of clean that up.
Yeah, and Glenn Anderson did that for yesterday.
Did he?
Yeah, he went coast to coast a couple of times and made us look foolish, and I skated off the ice and realized that I'm just a 40-year-old cop.
And he was going quarter speed.
Yes, he was.
He wasn't playing with the Edmonton
Oilers.
Oilers.
I'm going to take him out, though, I think.
For the New York Rangers. Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a shot.
And I gather then from your conversation, it's more than what you thought it was going to be.
I called my wife on the first evening and I said, if I die tonight, I've seen heaven and I'm happy. You know, every guy that's ever stepped on the ice would want to know, or a football field or a basketball court, what it's like to be at that level. And to have that feeling and to know what it is to experience that, fantastic. First night, I would have been done and been happy. So anything after that's just gravy for me.
Hey, we got Mike finally finished his exam. That's the longest exam I've ever seen anybody take there.
A lesser man would have taken only a week.
But he's come here to share a few of his thoughts with it. Before he comes up there, I'd just like to say one of the reasons why we're all here today is because of Mike. I have as much respect as anybody I've ever played with for Mike. Obviously, the major reason we probably won the Stanley Cup in '94. Through my career, with all the goalies I played, there's nobody that I felt going out of that dressing room there that I was going on following a guy who was ready to play and was going to give. I knew he was going to give everything he had every game. With that, I'd like to welcome him.
Geez, thanks, Mark. If I had known all that, I would have had my own damn camp. I want to talk to you a little bit about mental toughness and motivation. What you want to remember is motivation is how much energy you're bringing to something, and so how much intensity you bring to it. It's talked about so much because it is such a fundamental ingredient of success. I mean, it is the thing. You can be strong, you can be confident, you can be all these characteristics of winners, but motivation is kind of the foundation upon which everything else rests. Example is we were playing in the 7th game against the Devils, and I'm sure a lot of you guys had seen that. And Leachy scored a great goal. We're winning 1-0. Series is over until they score and tie it up with like 7 seconds to go. You get scored on like that. Jersey's going nuts. We're walking in the locker room going, "Oh, we were just going to the Stanley Cup, and now our season could be over. One mistake in overtime." But I can remember. I mean, really, one of the things I feel most fortunate about with that Stanley Cup is that it was a struggle. Mark had many opportunities to win them. You don't know how many you're going to get. And if I was going to have one time to win a Stanley Cup, and I could script it, I wouldn't say, gee, I hope New Jersey has a rough game. I hope we beat them 4 straight and Marty Brodeur is sick. You want to be pushed. You want to go to the 7th game. You want to know what you're made out of. You want to be put in a position to have that choice of backing off and say, whoa, this is a little bit hard, or Jesus, it's really hard, but I'm going to really see what I'm made of. And I think I cherish that series in particular because probably that moment where, there's many moments like that. That was a very good one. Yeah.
Like, what about in the immediate moment? Self-motivation. Do you share any of the secrets you use? If you're dragging the puck out of the net and it's just gone in, and you have to motivate yourself in a very short time frame.
I think that comes from your discipline of thought. I mean, I can just make 20 saves, maybe 10 great ones. They're useless now. They're done. I have to worry about that next one. Yeah.
Which professional hockey player inspired you most in your childhood years, and why?
I think when I was really young, I grew up in Philadelphia, watched Bernie Perron all the time. And he was winning championships then, so it was a pretty easy, player watching. When I got to high school, it was Mark. I saw him chew out a ref in in Philadelphia during the playoffs once. It was frightening. I just went, oh, the guy was, I think, waved him out of the face-off or something like that. The freaking face-off he's waved out of. And Mark, you know, like the world revolves around him. But it did. I mean, that's the kind of intensity he brought. Yeah, guys, have fun. I mean, this weekend's great. You're learning from the best there is. So do enjoy yourself and learn a lot and laugh a lot, too.
Well, that's awesome, Mike. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Excuse me, Captain. We're ready. Okay. Gentlemen, welcome to Operation Vanguard Forge, part of the Mark Messier Leadership Camp. On your feet, follow me. Let's go, gentlemen. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Leadership Camp was about to become boot camp.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you right now, this was a sorry performance moving out here. This is not a baseball fantasy camp. This is the Mark Messier Leadership Camp. You expect the best. You signed on to this thing because I know that you are first-rate, motivated people. First off today, we're going to do safe and realistic training. The captain just told me a few minutes ago, you are mine for the rest of the night, or until I release you, huh? All right, so let's get it done. Get everything there, lashed into the boat. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, let's go, keep working. Once you got that, somebody start the next task. Got to work together here, this is a big one.
1, 2, 3.
Get underneath, get underneath.
Good work, that's it.
That's a great shot right there.
Nice and easy. Perfect.
The exact opposite way that you took it up.
What's the game plan here, Coach? We're going this way?
The mission is to move your team along Route Yellow in the quickest time possible. 2 of your team members will simulate as casualties and must be carried on the litters provided for you.
Ice now, yeah, ice. A lot of ice. Cracking ice.
Branches there.
Branches? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ready? You got it. You got it. You got it. We can pick it up here a notch. A little quicker step.
There will be additional items along the route that you will be required to carry.
How heavy is that thing?
All right, gentlemen, you've completed this initial mission. However, your mission isn't over. Take that 155 round and that keg back to where you got them. Pick another one and bring them back.
Good job, boys. Good job. Good job.
Are you guys tacked on there tight? Undo your things, you guys, so unscrew your things so you can latch it on there.
Okay, help him out. You got to lift him up. You're in. Pull your way across. Put your feet up. Nice. Nice. Excellent. That is excellent.
Anybody want some chocolate?
Let's go, boys. All right, gentlemen, you ready to go? Yeah. On 3, a big hula. Start pulling. 1, 2, 3. That's how to do it right there. Teamwork. Let's go. Help your buddies. Help your buddies. Help your buddies. Hey, that away. That away, boys. 1, 2, 3. Pick up the pace. Now you're looking good. Now you're feeling good. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now you're looking good. Now you're looking great. Pick up the pace. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All the way. Looking good. Pick it up. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Awesome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hi, Mark, you're back, but this time it's a little different than the last time you were here.
Yeah, sure is. Well, it's great. I'm happy to be back here, first of all, and then having a chance to get back on the ice here is great as well. I haven't skated in a long time, and last couple of days have been really fun, and looking forward to getting back to the Garden.
Every time you've been here as a player, you've been with a group of guys. How's it different, but how's it kind of similar in some ways with the camp guys?
Well, what we're trying to do in the camp is really give them the opportunity to feel what it's like to be an NHL player. And I think that was the kind of all the way through the logistical things that we try to work through and the ideas and the concepts that we came up with, that was our main priority, to give them an idea what an NHL player goes through, like not only in the NHL, but here in New York City. First time I ever came to the Garden, playing with Edmonton, I thought I was coming in here, I was looking which way to go to the dressing room, thinking the ice surface was right here. Coming up to the 5th floor, it blew me away, so that was interesting. But this is typically how the teams come in. Any NHL player that's playing in NHL, it really is a dream come true. And so to try to manufacture that for these guys is something I don't think they'll ever forget. Oh man.
Everyone does fantasy camps, hockey, football, baseball, basketball, etc. Why leadership camp?
Well, I think it is a fantasy camp because these guys will never have an opportunity to really do this. So it is really a fantasy for them to be able to come here and play with the players and to play at Madison Square Garden. We felt that we wanted to do a little bit more than just have that interaction. We wanted to add an element to the camp that when they left here, they could take with them and know that they had learned something. They became better people, know how to treat people better. Whatever they can take out of here, we wanted to try to add those elements to the camp.
Very good. Excellent job.
What makes a leader? Because it's kind of your middle name as far as the world's concerned in sports.
I think it's a person that players look to help them, a guy that they can trust, a guy that they can come to their problems with, a guy that they feel has their best interests at heart. It doesn't happen overnight. I've had to fail and I've had to gain experiences and had to make decisions. Sometimes they always weren't the right decisions, but you learn from that. And, you know, I think it's been a learning process all the way through my life, being surrounded by good people, taking a little bit of here, a little bit of there, keep filling up your bag with ideas and all that until your bag's full of all this knowledge. Nice goal, boys. That's it. Good job.
You can never walk really in their shoes. They can't really walk in your shoes just because of our places in life. But have things happened in the course of the camp so far where someone has said something to you, we're getting it?
Well, that may be the case, that it's hard to walk in someone else's shoes, but what I told them the first day here, that, you know, we got people here that are worth, you know, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, and we got people here that are locker room attendants for a college team, so we got an unbelievable diverse type of personnel here at the camp. The greatest thing about hockey and sports and being on a team is that when you go into the dressing room, you shut the door, everybody's here for the same purpose, and everybody becomes equal. It doesn't matter what you're doing in your own life there. When you're coming here, we're all the same. We're all here for the same reason. We're all here to play hockey, to learn something, and to become better people.
You are always with them.
We're back together. Yeah. Reunited. Excellent, yep. Very good.
That's, in many ways, unheard of. What kind of conscious choice do you make, or is that just who Mark Messier is? Because these guys are getting something out of this that I don't think they even thought of.
Well, I don't want to go into something there and do it half-heartedly. And I certainly didn't want to put my name to something that I couldn't deliver what I thought was an excellent product. I don't want people leaving here and feel they've been shortchanged or they don't feel it's been complete or worth it for them. They've all made a big commitment to be here. Some have stretched themselves probably further than they probably ever wanted to be here. So when you add all that up, I want them to leave here with something. And we've been really conscious of trying to make that happen.
What's the one thing, Mark, that you'd like all the guys to leave here with? One thing.
I think the relationships that you encounter, whether you're in sports or in a business or whatever, and how to deal with those relationships, how to be able to set all your personal agendas aside for the benefit of the team or for the whole. And sometimes we get wrapped up in what's so important for me. They forget about there's 20 other guys around me that things are important as well. And so hopefully we're really serving a purpose more than just facilitating a dream.
Still to come, the campers take to the ice at Madison Square Garden.
What a battle we've got here today.
Come on, Messier. Lead to Messier from Anderson with Graves. Pass to Graves. There's number 50. Adam Graves on the feet from Mark Messier.
In 1994, Adam Graves was one of the driving forces behind the Rangers Stanley Cup. Today, he would share some of the secrets to that success.
The one big void was leadership, and I think everything transcends from leadership down. I knew what he was going to bring to the dressing room. Leadership is part of that team concept that begins the structure And you need that structure in place, and you have to have the right chemistry or the right type of people within your business or within your team. You have to have contribution from everyone. You need to make everyone feel that what they're doing is important. With any great organization, with any great team, there's responsibility to each other. You feel responsible. You don't want to let that guy down. I mean, this is one thing that Mess was great at. He would not have a problem walking in the dressing room, speaking from the heart. Mess spoke from here, but he also spoke honestly, and that is what is, I think, with every championship team.
The on-ice activities are a big part of what this experience is all about. Let's face it, man cannot live by slap shots and skating drills alone. Behind me, the campers are reliving the magic of the 1994 Stanley Cup triumph of the New York Rangers with some of the guys who made it happen.
For me personally, it's the first time I'm ever going to have the chance to sit down and watch it from the first face-off to the final. A great opportunity to look back and think about all the great things that happened during that game and obviously winning that game. We'll go through a period, watch it, and then we'll break for a few minutes and I can answer some questions.
Everybody wants it. Let's watch Mark Messier's first shift. 16:08 to go. First period, Messier cuts in. Still with the puck. Nice pass to Zubal. Zubal feeds Leach. Leach scores! Off and Leach. Messier, Graves, Kovalov for the Rangers. Kovalov to the puck. Now Graves. He scores! And the Rangers lead 2-0. With just under 1 minute to go in the first period, Richter goes out to play it away for Foray.
Nice, Ricky.
Graves has it, lifts it clear. Final seconds of the first period. They're on their feet at Madison Square Garden. The Rangers have a 2-0 lead.
Well, as you can see, no place for the faint of heart. I remember a lot of the plays that happened out there, especially from my position.
Do you remember Stefan's shot?
I remember Stefan's shot there was wide there. I said, you can't hit the net.
I thought I had a great period, but watching this was just awful.
Okay, well, we'll get into the second period there then.
Lafayette pass knocked away by Noonan. Noonan breaks out with Tikkanen.
Oh, nice move.
His back. Noonan across, looking for Tikkanen. He shoots. It trickled wide. Just went wide. Babbage moves it to be a break for Trevor Linden. He moves to the net, and he scores. What an effort by Trevor Linden, and the Canucks have scored to cut the
Yeah, it was a good goal.
It's a huge swing. Crowd on its feet, and a Let's Go Rangers chant going up. Noonan turns, puts it in.
Mess, right there. There he is.
Backhander save, and they score! Messier! It's a goal! 6:15 to go in the second. The Rangers have regained a 2-goal lead.
That 3-1 was a big goal.
Final seconds of the second period. Standing ovation. The Rangers are 20 minutes away.
That's some tough hockey right there.
Running to Courtnall. He shot it. They score as it was batted in by Trevor Linden. It's a one-goal game again. Past the running. Now Jelena hit the post.
Oh, what a save.
Oh, man. Messier takes a hard hit from Linden.
That hurt right there. Yeah.
18 to go. 2:48 to go. 1:20 to go. 45 seconds to go. 30 seconds to go. 54 years of curses and jinxes. The chant of "We want the cup." This is the moment they have waited for a lifetime. The waiting is over. The New York Rangers are the Stanley Cup champions. And this one will last a lifetime.
That was awesome. Never gets old, huh?
After learning about leadership on and off the ice for 3 days, the guys are about to get one final lesson Monday morning.
A couple notes on Ricky the other day when he said that from a leadership standpoint, when he's talking about the high and low. From my perspective, you know, as a leader of the team, there was a lot of days that I wanted to go in the dressing room, put my stuff on, go practice and go home. And everybody has those days like that. But as a leader there, you know, I mean, that would have been the low negative energy there. I had to force myself every day to come in that dressing room. Hey, good morning, how's it guys? Every morning, good morning to everybody, no matter what the situation was. Because that kind of created the environment that, you know, we might have been on a 4 or 5 game losing streak, but you couldn't let that kind of feeling kind of weigh into the things that we could control, like coming in good morning everybody, good morning to the trainers, you know what I mean, and bringing some kind of elevated feeling into the dressing room. Because you are going to be, if they're looking at you to lead the team, you are going to have an effect, whether you like it or not, on the dressing rooms or in the office, whatever it is, demeanor or attitude or energy.
Finally, the time for talk was over. The campers headed down to the house where Mark became a legend, Madison Square Garden, to compete for the first Captain's Cup. Just like the days when Mark Messier pulled up to the Garden as a player, fans lined 33rd Street waiting to greet their hero.
What's up, Captain?
Hey guys, how are you?
All right. Thank you again for 94. You're the man, the legend.
This is the garden, or the ice level here. I'm just gonna walk you back here where we're gonna kind of set up, show everybody the dressing rooms. Like I mentioned, this is a garden. You're gonna experience what the garden really is. Okay, guys? Hey, John. You came to help us out, huh?
You bet, anytime.
I appreciate
I'm only
that.
a phone call away, my friend.
I appreciate that very much, yeah. John Amarante, best national anthem singer in the world, right there.
Talk, guys, just talk. People, everyone's got to talk to one another. Can you give us a little, just before we go out, a little bit what was said that, you know, day, the last game, before you got out there and stuff?
No, I don't remember, actually.
Okay, that worked. All right, that's a good answer. That's a good answer. He doesn't remember.
Get in there, boys. Let's go. Guys, you owe it to yourself. Give your best. 1 on 3. Who? 1, 2, 3.
Doesn't seem to be sold out too good today.
I'm not the draw I used to be.
Mess can't draw like he used to, eh? You know what? There's a lot of scalpers out there. I'm sure they're haggling.
Here we go. What a battle we've got here today between young Paul Messier, blue team, and Mike Richter, white team.
Good point, Bench. Be aware and talk.
Nice work, boys. That's it.
Oh, sprawling, wondering why he tried that move in the first place, because I can't get up. I'm so stiff.
I really wanted to beat you, old man.
Oh, good pass.
Nice release, nice release.
We're okay here a couple times, though. We've given up the puck on this side. It's a really tough call for a defenseman because they're changing right then.
Oh, what a move. Oh.
We got to watch not getting 3 deep. If 2 guys are low, one got to stay high.
Yeah, somebody's got to cover that point if D rushes in. Here he goes, swirling, moving around, twirling, cycling the puck.
Let's go, boys.
Keep it going. We got some momentum.
He's better to his left than his right. He's better to his glove side.
People now in the stands wondering in unison, does Stefan Matteau ever get off the ice? What is going on here? Thank you, Stefan. You're number 1 with me, too, whatever that was you just did. What a battle we have here, folks, and we've got a tie.
Watch behind that. Billy's hanging. Billy's hanging.
A lot of guys hanging back here looking for a free puck.
If he's out there, leave him.
It's okay back there, yeah.
Here we go, we're back. Let's pick up the pace. Adam Graves. He whips it up the middle now.
Get after him. I need some help.
Here comes Favretto. Favretto. Oh! Blue team leading 3-2.
Billy, that's our responsibility. That's our responsibility. You can't be out here when we need you forward checking on offense there. So that was our fault there. That's not your responsibility. I forgot about the red line. I honestly did. I forgot about the red line.
Let's finish strong. Ready for a good third.
Heeding their coach's advice, Richter's team got a big goal in the waning minutes of the second period. but still found themselves heading to the dressing room down by 2. Coming up, Mark has some motivational words for his teammates.
Well, it's crunch time right now for us.
Then, the winner of the first Captain's Cup will be decided.
Well, it's crunch time right now for us. So collectively, let's try to get together here. We also realize we made some mistakes that period there. Let's try to bring it together here a little bit better. A little bit more protection for our goalie in front of them. They scored 2 goals and rebounds. Let's all get back, protect our goalie.
You're 20 minutes from your goal, getting your name on the first annual Messier Leadership Camp, which is a nice thing to have.
You guys notice Mark Messier's eyes there? I'm serious. That's what we have to deal with every single night when things were looking really well. You didn't have to say much. Just look at him. You can see the intensity.
It's a dream for all of us to be here. Let's go out and enjoy it. And like I said, it's crunch time. Is it crunch time? Let's go for it. We can go all together. Let's go.
Get ready, folks. What a battle we have here for the final. Boy, what a battle.
Come on, Andy!
Oh!
Hey, what, Mark? What's that? Hey, what's the hey? What's that?
The goal stands. It is 5-4.
I'll go make sure. He gave it to me.
I scored a goal. They disallowed it because I didn't pass it to anybody. Glenn Anderson scored, didn't touch, nobody touched it, and they allowed it. So I guess it's Mark Messier's cap, and we're going to take it. But it's hard to swallow, let me tell you.
Oh my God!
We have got ourselves a heck of a tilt here. 5-4.
Just need one, boys. Hit one.
Come on, shoot it!
That was awful.
White team goal scored by James Piacentino.
Shot, kid.
Don't let up, gang.
I just talked to Matt Tell a lot, so we might want to get another one.
Okay, boys, we're right there now. We're right there, boys. Clap to the net, boys. Clap to the middle of the ice there.
Unbelievable tension here. Under a minute to go.
Keep going, guys. Keep going. Come on here.
We're still tied, folks. How about 2 trophies and we all go home happy?
3 shooters. We don't have time for overtime.
With the score tied, Mark took a page out of the new NHL rulebook. The winner would be decided in a shootout.
I'm up second. You're the third man.
The first shooter for Team Blue is Bill Comrie.
Oh!
Goal!
Goal? Okay. It's okay. All right.
Holmes.
We got Mike A!
Here we go, 1-1 in the shootout, 6-6, Craig Stiles. That's 2 players for the blue team. The white team must score.
Come on, Billy.
Bill Wing, the captain, white team.
Oh, what a move.
One shooter left on each team. This is 4 in all, baby. All the marbles. Big, scintillating save by the young goaltender.
Way to go, kid!
If the white team scores here, they are the champions. This baby is over. White team wins. White team's a champion.
I guess we'll get Billy Wing to come on over here and get the first annual Captain's Cup Award.
All right, you're wearing the C for the team that wins the first cup. I mean, come on. What was that like?
It's unbelievable. It's, I think I said, it's a dream come true to play in this building with him in the dressing room. You guys gave me the C early. I was crying. It was unbelievable. To lead these guys out here is a great win.
Mark Messier, what did he say in the locker room to you guys, either before the game or between periods?
It was just something to the effect that it's out there, go get it. He wanted to win. Even in a pickup game like this, he wanted to win this game. That's tremendous. This experience has been tremendous.
Oh, yeah.
With the Captain's Cup raised, it was time to clean off and head upstairs for the awards banquet and charity auction.
Because it was a leadership camp, was obviously one is that the ultimate leader, and that's Billy Wing and Billy Conley.
You know, there's a saying that goes that you don't want to meet your heroes because you're always going to be disappointed. But whoever made that saying didn't meet Mark, didn't know these Ranger guys. You know, these guys are just the best people around. I mean, he could have been anybody, and you know, we would follow him. I mean, I'm ready to vote for president for him.
For our MVP of this tournament, we voted that it was Howie Campbell. The other award that we came up with, because it was a leadership camp, was obviously one is that the ultimate team player. And we came up with 2 players for it, Sal DeStefano and Peter Soroka.
It's been a tough year for me. I lost my dad this year, and trying to get through it. And I appreciate you guys just you know, being there for me, and it was an unbelievable experience, really. Thanks, guys.
My brother Paul told me about the leadership camp, and really what I came here for was to learn the leadership concepts, and it by far has exceeded my expectations. So I thank you, and especially thank Mark.
And I guess the last thing, you know, for us, it's just been a great experience. And thank you for the effort, and thank you for letting us, hopefully in some way, share something that we've been able to attain over the years, and hopefully it'll help you guys in some way for yourselves and your own businesses or sports, whatever it is. So thank you. It's been great from us from that standpoint.
The final buzzer has sounded, the awards have been given out, and the cup has been presented. The Captain's Cup, that is. This was the first annual Mark Messier Leadership Camp. But think about the experience. You get to hang out with Mark for 4 days, get some hockey tips from Ranger legends like Richter, Mateau, Anderson, and Graves, and play a game at Madison Square Garden. That sounds like a fantasy camp for any hockey fan to me. For Mark and everyone else here, I'm Dan Moriarty. Thanks for watching.
You know what this feels like?